Whenever you're trying to add up numbers in a column or a row, or coming up with an average of those numbers, you can rely on two of Excel's most commonly used functions, sum and average. Now, there's a menu button, there's a keystroke shortcut. They're going to help in your use of these functions. We're looking at this worksheet called Sum Average. It's in the workbook 03, Creating Formulas and Functions. We want a total in cell G2. We want to add up the data. You might have seen in an earlier movie, we could start typing equal SUM, left parenthesis, highlight the data, and so on. Nothing wrong with that, but there's a better way. There's a faster way. Two faster ways. On the Home tab, in the editing group on the right side, you'll see a button called Auto Sum. If you click this button, Excel looks upward for data, then it looks leftward. In this case, no numbers appear above it, but certainly leftward. We click this button, Excel shows us what it's about to do. We're going to press Enter. After using that for a few times, you become a little bit more confident with it. You can speed it up a little bit. You can double-click Auto Sum. Click, click. There it is. There's our total. And what has it done for us? It's put in the sum function. If I double-click in the cell here as a reminder, you can also see this in the formula bar. We see what it's done. Similarly, in cell B9, we could use that same button. And by the way, that button also appears on the Formulas tab in the ribbon. As I click the Formulas tab, it's on the left side, so it's in two locations. It's also got a keystroke shortcut. I'm going to press Alt equal. Looks good. I'll press Enter. Same general idea, same approach. Another thought here too, as I delete this entry, if you highlight cells ahead of time, you can either press the Auto Sum button once or Alt equal once. I'll press Alt equal this time. Total on the bottom. Could have pressed the Auto Sum button. Sometimes you'll run into a slight conflict, not a major one here. What happens here if you press Auto Sum or Alt equal? Here's Auto Sum. Excel looks upward, but I wanted to add up the data to the left. What do? I'll simply highlight those cells instead. Excel sees that, Enter, all set. If we want totals on the right side in rows 12 through 15, we can highlight these cells. And we'll take one of two actions. We'll either click the Auto Sum button or we'll press Alt equal. And in either case, that's it. You don't have to do anything else. That's it. I'll delete that. Similarly, across the bottom, we could do the same thing. And a surprise, perhaps, if we highlight the data this way, in other words, include the empty cells on the right and on the bottom, we can click either Auto Sum button or Alt equal. Either way, we get our totals on the right. So for example, this cell right here is doing what? It's adding up these cells. Same thing down here, and so on. And down here in row 16, we're adding up this way. Cell in the corner is doing this. So that's easy. And here's another action. I'm going to press Control Z. If you wanted an average on the right-hand side, Auto Sum has a little drop arrow right here. And what do we see? Average. Now we're going to be getting an average on the right side and on the bottom. And there are decimals there. Eventually, we would change the format to produce a more standard look. Now, I'm going to make a statement here that might sound a little strange. Never type equal SUM. Well, why not? It's certainly not wrong to type it, and we could fill in other data here. But when you press Alt equal, Excel does that for you. Now, it might make a bad guess. I don't want to add that up, but I can point to other cells that I do want to add. Maybe I want to add up these cells over here. Point is, you can redirect it. And why type equal SUM when Excel does it for you by pressing Alt equal? So these are valuable tools as you work with formulas in Excel. There's no question that the sum function and the average function are widely used by most Excel users. The Auto Sum button, it's keystroke shortcut, Alt equal, and occasionally use that drop arrow next to Alt equal. All these make tabulating sums and averages, and occasionally other functions too, really fast and efficient.